everyone. You know what time it is. It's Monday and it's one-ish. So it's your girls, your favorite accountability podcast, Dream Do Done, with the how-to coach Tamara Hartley and the pulpit chick, Serena Brown Travis, and myself, the chief faithpreneur, Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. So thank you so much for tuning in. Season 3. Can you believe we're halfway through season 3? Oh my goodness. Let me throw up some applause. Who's cooler than we? All right, clearly I have too much fun with my sisters on Dream Do Done. So welcome to the show. I want them to greet you as well. It is the ending of August already. Like this month of August has just been a lot. Like between Faithpreneur Weekend, then I had to speak for my great aunt's funeral this weekend, and then I had to keynote right after that. Talking about emotions being everywhere. I'm like, Lord, thank you for the month of August. And as I still need to unplug this week so I can detach and just process everything, I hope you're enjoying this second month of the third quarter of 2021. So, Pulpit Chick.
Hey, listen, I am so glad to see you all and to be here. Hello, Miss Sandra. I think that's what her name was.
Yes, that's our soror. Yes, it is.
Fair enough. I'll just be on the outside just saying hello. Yeah. I don't want no issues at all. But anyway, so happy to be here and to be on this side. Yes, Stacey, I completely echo your sentiments. This has been a crazy month, and I don't think September, I don't know why we think September is going to slow down for us to take a breath. I think we're just going to have to keep up with the pace of this fast treadmill that we're on right now, and to buckle our seatbelts and just get on with life. So I'm happy for my health and my strength. I'm happy to see you ladies and happy to be with you all today.
Awesome. And the how-to coach.
Hey. Look, I was laughing earlier because of that picture, the meme that I sent you with me swinging. I have been swinging all day, so I'm on one. So, Serena knows how I get when I'm on one, but super excited to be here. I saw a meme over the weekend, though. It said that, we're still trying to get over 2020, but yet we're 4 months away from 2022. Mm-hmm. And so really 2022 was running down, chasing down 2020 because these months have been happening so fast. So when you said that about, where we are, it's like, wow. And in 4 months, we're going to be in another year. So this year has gone by quickly, but glad to be here. Glad about the topic we're talking about today, because I think it's very necessary for where we are in this year.
Absolutely. But when you said that 4 months away from 2022, I had like a visceral reaction. Like, say what? Hold on. We still got a whole lot going on. We have a whole certification that we rolled out that will be enrolling everybody in this month. So I'm like, wait. There's still a lot of 2021. So don't go start, hanging your Yuletide and start singing Alvida's. What is it? Alvida's? Okay, I'm going to mess it up. Whatever. Y'all know the song.
No, listen, don't worry. Tamara says she's swinging. And all I'm singing is you send me swinging. So that's the only song I'm hearing right now. So don't worry. I'll get you right out of Christmas real quick.
You get me right out of Christmas. Thank you. And good morning, my Greta and Sandra, who's also a minister. So, she could pray for you. Serena's right in the thick of it, honey.
I'm going to need one of these, one of them.
Well, we're going to jump right into our topic today because we are closing out the summer. People are on vacation. They're doing a lot of, hopefully, decompressing, getting ready for the school schedule and work schedule, because summertime is usually when people take vacations at some point. So we figured it's time for a little mental health check. And I thought this was just so cute. Found one of these organizations that put together this graphic. And I'm someone who's very visual, so it always excites me when I see these sort of graphic and infographics that are created around topics that matter. So we hope that this is something that can remind you of what you need to just be clear about to stay in a good mental space. You talked about 2020 running down to 2022. It's been rough on a lot of people, and not everyone has support systems. Not everyone has an outlet. And, we talk about business. We talk about being wives and mothers as well on this show, but we got to take care of ourselves, because all these hats that we wear, we can't function to our best capacity or in our best capacity if we're not taking care of ourselves. So we're just going to go around this list and just talk about our experience of what we're dealing and seeing, and how we can be supportive to you as you listen to the show today. Maybe just a reminder that it's okay to say no, take a break, and to put yourself first. It's not selfish, it's actually selfless, because the more you take care of yourself, the better equipped you are to take care of others. So the first one is, how am I feeling physically and mentally? Who want to touch that?
Well, I'll start there.
Okay.
So it's funny. It says mentally and physically, because a lot of times, we ignore the mental. I remember talking to friends, and I'll raise my hand because I know I'm one of them. I'll say things like, I'm feeling a little blue today, or I'm feeling this, not really recognize that I need a mental break. So we have all these little hashtags and all this stuff. I'm too blessed to be stressed and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you really do have to check in yourself mentally. We know when we're tired, we know when we need to lay down, or we're feeling sleepy because we can't keep our eyes open, but you never really check in mentally to say, how am I feeling? And I think that's one of the things we do on this show. Every time we open up, we kind of talk about that. Some days, before the show, we got to pick each other up and get ready, because we really do check in mentally. And it's so important to have people that you can do this with, because again, like when I come and talk to my sisters, if I'm frowning, they turn that smile, turn it into a smile, and then I'm recharged and ready to go. So it's really important to check in mentally and what that really means.
I love that, Tamara. Well, I will tell you all that I am back in school for seminary, and as grateful as I am for the opportunity, mentally, this is only week 2. Mentally, they ain't playing. I mean, usually you get your syllabus and then you get like a couple weeks to start turning things around. No, we've already had assignments in every class. So mentally, I'm already drained. But I am so happy that tomorrow I do not have class, and I plan on. I think it's one on here. Sleeping. I plan on just sleeping in. Breathing deeply. All of that, which I absolutely love. This. I'll be taking a screenshot of this, but I will just be honest. I'm just mentally drained. But again, this show always acts as a recharge, and I love when I told my sisters I was mentally drained. My sister Stacy said that the Lord won't put more on you than you can bear. And so. And while those are cliches that we typically, just kind of grin at and laugh about, but she is absolutely correct. So I know that I'm right where I need to be, but I will be serious about making sure I take a mental rest for myself and to make sure I'm 100% for both my children, for my academics, and my career.
I love that. And I love the honesty, right? Because sometimes we hear it, and when you're in the middle of it, you don't always want to hear it, even though the people that love you will tell you that. But it's that reminder, because he who feels it knows it. When you're going through what you're going through, you need to acknowledge the space. Yeah, we know it's hard, but you can do hard, right? That's what your daddy tells us, right? So understanding that we have these moments when was the last time I talked to someone about my feelings? That checks that box that you said to us, look, this semester is kicking my what. But getting it out, it almost releases the power over what that thing is once you speak it out. And then now it doesn't become as overwhelming, and you can talk to someone and get empathy, not sympathy, empathy on what it is that you're going through and be encouraged by it. But I definitely want to get into this one. When did I last drink water? I did this morning. Who drank their water? Oh, look at us drinking our water. Ew. I think we need a horn for that one. That is good. And when did I last take a shower or long bath? Well, I hope everybody showers every day, but I guess a mental health situation.
I will say it hasn't been long and luxurious. It's been like quick up. I got to get there. But I've been in there. That's the important thing.
but longer than just hitting the hot spots. So
yes. And Greta says she's drinking her water. I love it.
Yeah, Miss Greta.
And when did I last breathe deeply? Now, this one, for those who have Apple Watches, there's actually an app that will remind you to pause and breathe. And deep breathing, I never really appreciated what that could do, but it does settle you and calm you. And if you can get in touch with your breathing, it can make a stressful situation not as stressful. So that's definitely one that I recommend. But
and speaking of that app, Stacy, can you also believe that when it says a minute, how long
Oh,
that minute
yeah.
actually is as you're breathing in and out. And so and I literally, when I started doing the breathing app on the watch and it said, I think it's like 10 seconds in, 10 seconds out, I struggled. And I'm like, the fact that this minute seems so long, and I initially found myself being irritated that the minutes were so long, I had to stop. Okay, see, all right, at least I'm keeping it real.
Yep.
But I had to remind myself, wait a minute. Like I'm trying to, hurry from one thing to another. And this is about just catching my breath. And so I had to be very intentional to not allow that minute to irritate me and to, in fact, hit repeat on my phone just in case I needed to do it again. So I really appreciate the app and you even mentioning on our phones that, yes, you have got to take deep breaths. You'll be surprised my lungs were like expanding. It's like, oh, I can hold a note now.
But you said something too, because a lot of people might feel that way when you actually concentrate on how long a minute really is. You get impatient because we're used to going, and even relaxing and stopping for a minute. You weren't relaxing because we're looking at the time. Like, is it a minute? Like all of us get like that. Because I know I'm like that too. I'm one of those. And it's so funny when I go get my nails done, how they tell you to relax. He'll say, relax again. Because I don't always get it right on the first try. Because we're so wired and sometimes we don't even realize. I'm like, I thought I was relaxed. He's not. No, relax again.
But it is true, and we do have to pause. I was laughing, Sarita, because I did the same thing the first time I did the breathe. I'm like, I'm still like, this thing ain't done yet, because I was ready to go off to the next. So I can so relate to that. And Greta said that she took a nice long shower, breathing deeply in your meditative moments. All right, Miss Greta, go to the head of the class. Is it the Calm app? I don't know.
I just want to say real quick too, I give kudos to people who can meditate and do all those kind of things. And and I have tried those things. Let me just tell you, the last time I meditated, when I woke up, I realized that
you went straight to sleep. That was me too. I thought this meditation was like, yeah, I'm knocked out. But then I learned how to breathe and to do it to calm myself down. But that's when you get type A personalities, but we're always moving. We have to learn how to slow down and how to breathe, how to take a moment and to sleep when you're tired, celebrate things and what can bring you joy. Sometimes it's the little things that bring me joy. Nothing major. If I catch a Hallmark movie, that'll bring me joy. If my sons are with me and I get a hug or they pay me attention, that brings me joy. If I turn over and look at my husband in bed, little things, those things bring me joy. So find what brings you joy. I love that. Serena, you want to grab one that speaks for you before you go on to seminary?
Certainly. Tires plan. We won't go to that. But I do think one that is important is what is taking up my headspace. And as Stacy put this on the screen, it's at the bottom left. I was actually sitting here thinking of my to-do list. I'm thinking of already being overwhelmed in seminary. I'm thinking of our conversation today. So I think now what I'm going to do is after we finish this call is to look at what is taking up my headspace and the things that don't belong in there, such as worry, doubt, fear, confusion. I'm going to have to intentionally put those things out. I absolutely, as we all know, we absolutely still need a to-do list and to help categorize our day and to figure out what's important and what our goals are for the day. But once we take inventory of the things that do not exist there, make sure you get that out of your headspace. So thank you for opening the floor to me as I have to jump on my Zoom call for school. But yes, what is taking up my headspace? I know the stuff that won't be taking up my headspace, and that would be self-doubt.
Absolutely. And look, you have one more to go with. What promise of God do you need to meditate on?
Well, now, I thought about that, but I knew that was going to be longer than the 3 minutes that I have left. I still have my Baptist roots in me. So I figured I'll let one of you all take that one. I'm already singing the hymn, Standing on the Promises of God, my Savior. So I got to quit while I'm ahead. See, I know my lane now. I know.
All right. I just had to slip that one in, but you have a blessed class, and we know that we're going to have such a celebration for you when it's all said and done, and you have finished your MDiv.
Oh Lord! All I'm singing now is "I Shall Wear a Crown." See, I gotta go. All right, bye, y'all. I love y'all.
Love you
See y'all
too.
later.
Oh my goodness. I love us. I tell you. But this, I thought, we would be able to have this kind of conversation, Tamara, because a lot of times we don't talk about what's going on. So while we're having fun and we're discussing it, there's some real hard truth to the fact that so many people suffer in silence. And there are
Absolutely.
licensed therapists, there are programs, there are resources available so that you don't have to have a bad day. And if you're
Yeah.
having a bad day, that you can reach out and get the support that's necessary so that you can put one foot in front of the other. And this was life pre-COVID. COVID just complicated it and made it more difficult because of isolation and
Yeah.
so many people not being able to gather the way they could. I'll never forget a girlfriend of mine raising the issue that so many people were checking on those who were caring for the elderly, those who had children, but those who were single, no one was checking on them,
Yeah.
right? Because they didn't have the additional, I don't want to call it challenge, but it was a challenge of caring
Yeah.
for others in the midst of COVID. And no one really checked on them as single women. And I'm like, wow, that's really something to think about when you talk about mental health and feeling
Yeah.
alone and checking on someone. So I really pray that as you look at the list for yourself, if something resonates with you, even going outside, getting enough vitamin D, that makes a difference. I know I need vitamin D, or you won't want to be around me.
Too funny. Yes, going
So,
outside, getting that change of scenery, especially since so many people have been in the house since
yes.
COVID and all of this stuff started. It is okay to go outside. There are some days where I will take my laptop and go outside just because I haven't been outside. So, so funny. I bought one of those chairs that zip all around with the net so bugs can't get to me. And
Yeah,
my kids out there taking pictures of me on my laptop in my little cubicle. Hey, I'm doing what I got to do.
I know that's right. I don't do the bugs either. So, yeah, we have one of those tents, but it's important. These are the small things that we can do to just make an adjustment. And when you're
Yeah,
feeling like you're heading down a road that's a little burdensome or dark, learn what mechanisms you have that you can bounce back and that, you have a clap back for any sort of depression that could lead on, because everybody goes through some sort of challenge. Nobody's exempt from it, but what tools do you have that you can deal with it? And resources that you can reach out to when it becomes heavier than you can manage.
absolutely. I had a conversation this weekend with a group of entrepreneurs, and we were, of course, talking about the ebbs and flows of business. I have been blessed. Not only do I have you all here every Monday at one ish, but I also have other people that I can check into when it comes to my business. But we had a conversation about a lot of people who are not doing well in business because of COVID. It changed the nature of their business, and they're out there pretending like they're doing well, but they're not doing well because that reality, they don't want to appear like they're not, being successful, or they're not doing, but in having to close that inside and not share that, it causes added stress. And so if you know an entrepreneur that needs a checkpoint, now's the time to check on them as well. When you were talking about going through your checklist, check on your business owners, people who are out here trying to service people, come up with programs, coaches, speakers, people whose business have changed because of COVID, and some people have not transitioned well. So check on your business people as well to make sure that they're doing well. And if they need to pivot, it hurt my heart to hear that sometimes people don't feel like they can be honest because that affects their business or affects how others view them. That's not what you find on this show. We are very transparent about a lot of
Absolutely.
things, but we also have transition, and we do a lot of things to keep business afloat and to keep going to that next level as well.
Absolutely. And yeah, don't suffer in silence. Don't do
Mm-mm.
that. Nobody, that's not cool. And that's why
Yeah,
we're here to be your accountability partners in what it is that you're doing. And our Dreams You Done journal keeps you focused on how you move and get on our waiting list for what we have coming. Dreams You Done is here to be partners in the process, from process to progress. Nothing happens
absolutely.
overnight, but you got to check your mental health. I know y'all still think the jury's out up here on me, but I do what I need to do to keep it moving and to be a blessing to those that I'm privileged to serve, as well as work with, like my dear sisters, the how to coach and the pulpit chick. So Tamara, you want to wrap us up for the day? And we'll give you free, as we say, to go back to the things that you have to do. We know the holiday is approaching next week, so we want you to be safe and well. And we will practice self care next week and have a nice replay of this wonderful conversation because self care is important.
Absolutely. Make sure you stay tuned to the website, dreamtodone.com. We've been alluding to it kind of for a while, but we have some great things coming that are really coming to fruition now. So we want you to be a part of that. And if you're struggling in business, if you're struggling with your mental space, make sure that you tune in and check in. You can check in with us. Get on our website. There's ways you can get in touch with us. We do not want you to suffer in silence. And if it's outside of Monday at 1-ish, make sure you shoot us an email, shoot us a text. We're all on social media. Get in touch with someone. We're your accountability partners and we're there for you. So make sure you reach out if you need to. But stay tuned. Make sure you're on that waiting list because when it opens up, it's going to flood and we want you to be a part of it.
Absolutely. All right, family. Well, here it is, the end of the show. See you after the holiday. But make sure you tune in. And if you're watching the replay, #replay on Labor Day and use that day, not just for a day to party for those who are in New York. I don't even think we're having the Labor Day parade, but a day to reflect on putting in hard, honest labor yields a great profit and result. And it's a day for us to just honor those who keep our country, keep our cities, keeps our towns running with their labor. So bye-bye, everyone.
Take care.